Hey wonderful scrappers, it's Lauren here. I'm so excited to be back to share with you a process video for the Hip Kit Club design team, and this is part of the weekly sketch challenge. Now, because I scrapbook mostly in a 9 by 12 inch format this year, I've had to squish my sketch a little bit, and it's just a little bit different, but I think I've added most of the elements on the sketch, if you get my gist. Now, these absolutely adorable photos are of my children 9 years apart on Easter morning. So they came out and they were doing the Easter egg hunt thing, and this photo of them when they were little came up in my Facebook memories. And then I asked them if they'd sit down and replicate the photo. And I just thought, oh, it's so adorable. So it's definitely formed part of my Easter memories in my 2020 Project Life album. So I am using the beautiful May kits from the Hip Kit Club. The only thing that I didn't use out of the May kits was some of the mixed media background that you'll see me do on my layout, but the colours that I've used are from past kits, past colour kits, so you'll see that in a second. But I'm trying to think of the sketch, which if you pause and head back to the beginning of this video, I showed a quick flick of it, and it had 3 photos across the center of the page. Now, because I couldn't fit 3 across, I had to kind of come up with a way that it would look like 3 things, but not really. So I've managed to do that with these gorgeous tags that I think they came in the Pocket Life kit. I've also done a bit of fussy cutting of some of the florals out of the pattern paper kit, and I'm just adding those in because there were florals in the sketch, and who could not help but fussy cut butterflies when you have a whole sheet of butterflies on a beautiful pink paisley piece of paper to cut out. So I cut out some of those because I wanted to sort of tie that black and white theme in with amongst all this colour, and there you have it. So if you're new to my channel, a big welcome. I've been scrapbooking for a while now, and my little YouTube channel has been going for a couple of years, and I really enjoy the process. So if you're new, a big welcome, and I hope you like my scrapbooking style and would consider becoming a subscriber. And to my loyal, wonderful subscribers, thank you for keeping on tuning in and keeping my inspiration to create videos for you alive. So there you have it. There's my main cluster all built there, just like you see me as I set it out. That unfortunately that create you won't see eventually, but I just set that out and I adhered it all together in one cluster because I'm about to come in and do some mixed media work on my background. And this is my very organized, very well thought out color palette there. But these are all the Lindy's Stamp Gang products that we've used in the past, and so it's like a nice little palette. I can just pick it up and make sure the colors that I want will match perfectly, and that's what I did. So you'll see those colors coming out of the box here. It did take me a little while to dig through, but they'll come out of the box in a minute, and we'll start working on my mixed media background. So as you know, if I've fallen in love with mixed media, and most of my layouts have some form of mixed media on them. I struggle now not to put something on there. If I had a pattern paper background, I think that would probably be the only time that I wouldn't use any mixed media, because that background would be doing the work that the mixed media would be otherwise doing. But as you'll see in a second, I'm going to pull out a few different colours and just make a really colourful background, which will help that photo cluster sort of jump off the page a little bit more and add that depth into my layout. So there's the colours I've chosen. 2 Lindy Stamp Gang or Shimmers sprays there, and then we've got 2 Lindy Stamp Gang powders there, and I just add a bit of water to those to activate them. You've got to be careful with those because their pigment is very strong, so you just need the tiniest little bit. Add a bit of water and you have a watercolor, a liquid watercolor to use as you please. So on my white cardstock, I'm just applying some clear gesso. Clear gesso seems to work for me because when I used to use white gesso, the white would just be not the same white as my page, and it used to drive me crazy. So I now use clear gesso when I'm applying it to white backgrounds, and that I think is just the Dina Wakley one that I use. And now I'm just going to start blending and adding some colours. These two colours, these pink and yellow, you've probably seen me use these in a whole bunch of videos because I love them. I love the way they blend together and make that perfect tone of orange there, that pink and yellow. And now they're running out. I'm very sad. I've had them for a very long time, and you can see I'm trying to squeeze my little pink bottle there, but alas, no, there's not much left in it. So I'm going to have to try and find someone local that hopefully sells those products so I can reload my stash. So any Aussies that know where I can get them from, can you let me know in the comments, because I don't know of any Australian stockists. So if you can let me know, that'd be great. So as you can see, those four colours have come together and blended really well together to make a really lovely colourful background. I'm just applying a little bit more. I'm also having a bit of fun knowing that that photo cluster is going to cover up 90% of it. But I just love playing with mixed media and seeing what happens when I blend them and play with them and, add colour on top of them and blotch them out like you've just seen me do. So I just enjoy playing. So even though all that mixed media in the middle there, you're not going to see, the joy is in the journey, isn't it? That's what I always say. The joy is in the journey, especially for a hobby like this. So yeah, so as you can see, my typical style is I dry off between colours, but I was just going crazy. This layout, I didn't have any kind of preconceived ideas other than the sketch going into making it. I didn't have a plan in place. I just was thinking about the sketch when I was pulling everything out, and so I was just sort of going with the flow for this layout, and sometimes it works really well when you do that, other times not too well. So what do you think of those colours? Do you like those mixed media backgrounds? Let me know in the comments if you're a fan of mixed media backgrounds, or if you find them overwhelming, or how do you do it? Do you make backgrounds like I've just done, or do you have different techniques that you use to create that similar effect? Let me know in the comments, because I'd really love your feedback, and I'm always interested in learning new styles and things like that. So as you can see, all those four colours are popping out at points around those photos, and you can see it's really kind of just made that photo cluster and photo and tag cluster something a little bit special. So I'm just going to work on the middle section now to cover up that create and sort of get that third tag / what's meant to be a photo feeling in the middle there, so my sketch is on point. And then I'm going to add that beautiful die cut called Life there, and I thought this title, 9 Years Life, is that perfect title for the 9-year gap between these two photos of my gorgeous children. Boy, that 9 years has flown. I don't know about you, if you're have children like I do that are sort of older now or getting older, but I got this feeling that, oh my goodness, that section of time went so fast. That little bit of, in less amount of time, both my children will have probably left home. And so it was a bit of a like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I feel about that. In some ways it's that natural progression, but I don't know if I'm prepared for children leaving home and me not having babies under my roof and caring for babies. I don't know how I'm going to go with that time. Give me some tips on that stuff. All those experienced mummies out there that their babies have left home now, how did you guys cope when they left home? Was it a natural progression, or was there a real sense of like loss and sadness and worry? And these are all the things I'm predicting anyway. But as you can see, we do have this wonderful hobby that I'm sure will comfort me at times when the day comes and all my babies have flown the coop. And I guess butterflies, they always make you happy, don't they? Well, they always make me happy anyway. So here I am. I've just added my floral elements, keeping in chime with the sketch, and I've added some butterflies to help bring it to life, and I'm just trying to finish off my title, and I really couldn't work this 9 years bit until I decided to put it up the top. I wanted it all together with that life, but the font was just a bit too thick and it wasn't working. So up there in that corner, I thought looks good, and it took that sharpness off that edge of that card, and it helped that transition into the top section. And now I get to play down the bottom section, and I go a bit embellishment crazy. How cute are these dimensional flowers, which are probably not going to do my album any good, but they are so pretty, and they just had to be on this album. So, I mean, had to be on this layout. So my album is just going to have to work itself out. I don't know how it's going to cope in the album, but anyway. So here I am just playing with a few little embellishment clusters. This is really the last finishing off of a layout where you get to play with all these beautiful little bits and pieces and add those finishing touches on there. And I went on overload. There's a point where someone should probably stop me at this stage, but no, I keep on going. So we've got some of those beautiful products from Amy Tangerine, her new collection, that bow, those dimensional flowers, they're from the Willow Lane collection, the Crepe Paper Willow Lane collection. Those tags, they're from the Stamp Market collection, that little captured, that's a Stamp Market collection. I think it's called Modern Girl. And those beautiful cardstock puffy stickers that you see me working with there now, they are from the Amy Tangerine, that new collection as well, which is so bright and colourful and happy. So I'm just adding some journaling on, and I'm going to do some little love hearts here and there, and my layout is complete. So if you have not heard about the Hip Kit Club, I encourage you to head on over and check it out. The link is in the description below, so you can head on over and check it out. We've also got a fabulous Facebook group. You do not need to be a Hip Kit Club subscriber to be in the Facebook group. You can share your projects and just be a part of our wonderful community. We have such a good time over there, weekly challenges, lots of inspiration being shared, and everyone is so positive and lovely. So I encourage you to click on that link below and come and join our Hip Kit Club family. So there's my layout complete. Hope you like it, guys. Take care. Happy scrapping. Bye.